This dessert was so deadly it killed kings, ended dynasties, and sparked conspiracy after conspiracy. And the ingredient behind it is still used today. Imagine this: a grand royal banquet hall, silk banners, golden plates, a long table filled with nobles whispering behind jeweled masks. At the center sits a king, celebrated, feared, and surrounded by enemies he cannot see. A dessert is placed before him. A beautiful tart, golden, sweet-smelling, harmless. He lifts a spoon, takes a bite, and within minutes the room erupts into panic. His throat tightens, his face turns pale. He collapses, and the dessert, the one meant to show luxury and power, has become the deadliest weapon in the kingdom. This is not fiction. This is the real history of the deadliest dessert ever served to a king. And the ingredient behind it is something you still have in your kitchen. Before we dive into the poison, we need to understand why desserts were dangerous in the first place. In medieval and early modern Europe, sugar was more expensive than gold. Desserts were symbols of extreme wealth. Only kings, queens, and nobles ever tasted them. And royal kitchens were political battlegrounds. Whoever controlled the food controlled the crown. Royal chefs were trusted with the king's life. And sometimes, they were the ones who ended it. Desserts were the perfect delivery system for poison. Sweetness hid bitter flavors. Heat didn't destroy certain toxins. Fancy decorations made tampering invisible. And the king always finished a meal with dessert, right when his guard was lowest. And there was one ingredient used everywhere in royal sweets that was more deadly than anyone realized. Arsenic. Today, we know arsenic as one of the most dangerous poisons on Earth. But historically, people believed it had healing properties. It was used in cosmetics, in medicines, in wines, and even in desserts to make icing whiter and fruit fillings brighter. No one knew the danger. So when kings enjoyed tarts, puddings, and sweet custards, they were swallowing a toxin that could kill them in hours. And in at least one case, the dessert wasn't accidentally poisonous. It was deliberate murder. Our story centers around King Charles II of Navarre, known in history as Charles the Bad. He wasn't well liked, he schemed. He betrayed allies. He attempted to overthrow entire nations. He had enemies everywhere, and his death?
It came from the most unexpected place, a dessert.
He was served a sweet wine and fruit dish, one of his favorites. He took a bite, and within minutes, his stomach burned, his insides twisted, and he collapsed to the floor, screaming in agony. He didn't die immediately. He suffered for days. The royal court whispered, was it poison? Was it revenge? Was this the end of a tyrant? History agrees, he was poisoned, and the dessert was the perfect weapon. But this wasn't the only deadly dessert. Now we travel to Renaissance Italy, a world of family feuds, secret alliances, and political assassinations. The weapon, a poisoned almond tart. The victims? Members of the powerful Visconti family of Milan. The suspected poisoner, a professional cook hired by a rival noble house. The tart was served at a private dinner. All who ate it fell violently ill. Some died within hours, others lingered for days. This one dessert reshaped northern Italy's political landscape. And once again, arsenic was the silent killer. No smell, no strong taste, slow enough to confuse doctors, fast enough to kill before help arrived. But arsenic wasn't the only deadly ingredient hiding in royal sweets. Another ingredient was even more dangerous: bitter almonds, used in marzipan, tarts, almond milk, early macarons, and sweet sauces. When crushed, bitter almonds release cyanide, a chemical that can kill in minutes. There is a famous case from Denmark where a sweet almond pudding caused dozens of nobles to collapse at a banquet. Doctors blamed bad digestion. Modern historians know the truth. It was cyanide poisoning. Again, desserts struck, and again, no one suspected the kitchen. Why were desserts chosen again and again for royal murder? Because they were perfect. Sweetness hides bitterness. Soft textures hide powder. Decorations hide tampering. The king feels safest at the end of the meal. And kitchens were chaotic. No cameras, no forensics, no way to trace the crime. If someone wanted to kill the king, dessert was the easiest place to hide the weapon. The scariest part? Many of these dangerous ingredients still exist today. Almond extract contains tiny traces of cyanide. Apple seeds and stone fruit pits contain amygdalin. Some rice and water supplies still contain natural arsenic. Today's amounts are tiny, regulated, and safe. But in history, people consumed these toxins without knowing it. And the kings who trusted their kitchens paid the price. So the next time you enjoy a slice of cake, a tart, or a sweet dessert, remember, it once killed kings, ended dynasties, started wars, and changed history. Dessert was not just food. It was a weapon, And inside every royal banquet hall, every flickering candle, every silver spoon, was a question that could cost a kingdom: who poisoned the dessert?